morning students, this is 12th class biology, lecture 9 of chapter 6, molecular basis of inheritance. And today you will learn about regulation of gene expression and lack of one. Regulation of gene expression. As I have already told you the introduction part of gene expression and also that at how many levels gene can be regulated in case of eukaryotes. Now you need to know about some other points of the regulation of gene expression, and these are the metabolic, physiological and environmental conditions. Metabolic means all the anabolic and catabolic reactions which occur in your body. Physiological conditions, all the life processes occurring in your body, or the environmental in surroundings. Okay, if there is any condition in surroundings, so all these conditions can regulate the expression of gene. For example, in E. coli, that is a bacteria, Escherichia coli. Okay, there is an enzyme that is beta galactosidase, and this enzyme hydrolyzes lactose into galactose and glucose. So what is function of this enzyme? Breakdown of lactose into galactose and glucose. And what is lactose here? Lactose is a nutrient for the bacteria E. coli. And this enzyme is required here for its breakdown. You can say for the metabolism of lactose. There is requirement of enzyme beta galactosidase. So how it control the gene expression? How it regulate the gene expression? If there is no lactose, the synthesis of beta galactosidase stops. If there is no lactose in the surrounding, then what is the need for its breakdown? What will be the need of beta galactosidase enzyme? Beta galactosidase enzyme break down the lactose into galactose and glucose. But if there is no lactose, then what will be broken down by the beta galactosidase enzyme? That's why we can say there is no need of beta galactosidase enzyme if lactose is not present in the surrounding, right? In that case, this beta galactosidase enzyme will not be formed by the E. coli enzyme, or you can say the gene responsible for the formation of beta galactosidase enzyme will stop its expression. Okay, so we can say here environmental condition means either lactose is present in the surrounding or not. That condition is regulating the gene expression. The development and differentiation of embryo into adult are a result of expression of several set of genes. So when an embryo develop into an adult, there is requirement of many genes. Okay, during the differentiation stages, when the tissues and organs are formed, there is requirement of many sets of genes. Okay, and all those genes are regulated by the body. Concept of operon. As today in this lecture you are going to learn about the lac operon, so you must know the concept of operon. What is this operon? So each metabolic reaction is controlled by a set of genes, right? All the metabolic reactions which occur in our body are controlled by a set of genes. All the genes regulating a metabolic reaction. Now all these genes which will control, or you can say which will regulate the metabolic reaction, any particular metabolic reaction, will constitute an operon. So what is an operon? A group of genes which are regulating a particular metabolic reaction. And for example, there is lac operon, means lac is representing here lactose. Okay, so lac operon is here which will regulate the gene expression responsible for the formation of beta galactosidase enzyme. Okay, tryptophan operon, valine operon, histidine operon. So these are different examples of operon found in bacteria. When a substrate is added, a set of genes will be switched on to metabolize it. Okay, you can understand it by the example of lactose. Means when the lactose is added, you can say lactose is a substrate. So when it is added, a set of genes will be switched on to metabolize it. This is called induction. induction of the operon. When a metabolite needed by the bacterium is added from the outside, the genes to produce it is turned off. What happens if the metabolite means the substance which or you can say any enzyme which can metabolize the substrate, okay, if it is added from the outside, then there will be no need to make it from the inside. Then what will happen? The genes to produce it will turn off, and this is called repression. Now this is lac operon, lactose operon you can say in bacteria. And what is this lac operon? The operon controlling lactose metabolism you can say, okay. It consists of one regulatory gene that is called I gene or inhibitor gene. I is representing inhibitor here. So one regulatory gene is present here, you can see, okay. In fact, what is this? What is this complete operon? You can say this is a double stranded DNA or a transcription unit, because here we are talking about the lac operon or operon system of the bacteria, and in case of bacteria, gene expression can be regulated at transcription level, okay. It is mostly regulated at the transcriptional level. So here this is a transcription unit, and you know in transcription unit promoter and terminator and structural genes are present, okay. So I will tell you about those things also, that where these things are present in this lac operon, okay. So just recall it in your mind. I told you about the regulatory genes, that these can be present in a transcription unit. These can be present upstream or downstream of the promoter, okay. So this I is that regulatory gene which is present here near the promoter, okay. This P is representing promoter and this is regulatory gene, okay. So this I is for the inhibitor here, and it codes for the repressor. I will tell you what is the function of repressor here. Then there are three structural genes. As you know, after the promoter, structural genes are present. So these three, Z, Y and A, these are three structural genes present here, and after these there will be terminator, which is not shown here, okay. Now between these structural genes and promoter, this O is also present here. This O is representing operator, okay, and this operator is required here to switch on or off the structural genes. Means it will decide this, that structural genes will express themselves or not, right. So here these three structural genes, Z, Y, A. Z gene codes for beta galactosidase enzyme, that means enzyme that is required for the metabolism of the lactose to form the galactose and glucose. Y gene codes for the permease. This Y gene codes for the permease, and this permease is an enzyme required here to increase the permeability of cell to lactose. If the lactose is present in surrounding, then it need to come inside the E. coli cell. Only then beta galactosidase enzyme can break down it in the form of galactose and glucose, okay. So this permease increase the permeability here, so that the lactose which is present in the surrounding can enter inside the cell, inside the E. coli cell. So this is also required, you can say, for the complete process of the lactose metabolism. This Y is also required here. Then A. This A gene codes for trans-acetylase. Okay, this trans-acetylase is also required here for the attachment of the acetyl group for the action of beta galactosidase. Now see here how this lac operon is regulated. So in absence of inducer, what is inducer here? Lactose. So what happen in absence of inducer? If there is no lactose in the surrounding, then you know there is no requirement of the enzyme beta galactosidase or any other enzyme like the trans-acetylase or permease. Okay, so you can say there is no requirement of structural genes to express themselves, right? So what will happen here now in absence of inducer, this regulatory gene, that is I, okay, it will make a repressor mRNA. Okay, this is repressor mRNA. This mRNA will means this is, you can say this is a segment of DNA. This I is a gene. It will transcribe to form the mRNA. Then this mRNA will form a repressor protein. So this is called repressor protein. Okay, now what will happen, this repressor protein will bind to the operator gene, this O. Okay, it will bind to the operator gene O and will switch off the expression of structural genes. So these structural genes will be switched off when the repressor will bind to the operator. Now in the presence of inducer, if lactose is present in the surrounding, then in that case what will happen? You know, if the lactose is present in the surrounding, there is need of metabolism of the lactose to convert it into lactose and glucose and galactose, right? So there is need of expression of these genes Z, Y and A to form the corresponding enzymes. So in this case what will happen, this regulatory gene will make a mRNA and then it will form a repressor. But here lactose is acting as the inducer. So this lactose will bind with the repressor. Okay, this lactose will bind with this repressor and will inactivate it. Okay, this when the inducer will bind with the repressor, this repressor will become inactive, and now this inactive repressor will not be able to bind at the operator. That's why operator will remain switched on and the structural genes Z, Y and A will express themselves, and that's why these genes will make the mRNA and will form the different enzymes. So we can say here, you can note down these things. There is an operator region for each operon, right? Operator you have seen in the diagram. If there is no lactose, lac operon remains switched off. So the structural genes are not expressed. The regulator genes synthesizes mRNA to produce the repressor protein. Regulator gene, that is I, is synthesizing mRNA which will form repressor protein, and this protein bind to the operator genes and blocks the RNA polymerase movement. Okay, actually how those structural genes are expressing themselves by transcribing, and how the transcription occur by the action of RNA polymerase. So in fact what this operator gene is doing here, it is blocking the movement of RNA polymerase, and that's why you can say it is switching off the operon system. Okay, and in case of presence of inducer, what happened? The operator gene becomes free. Operator gene becomes free. Why? Because repressor has been inactivated due to presence of inducer, and induces the RNA polymerase to bind with the promoter gene. If the operator gene is free, then it will induce the RNA polymerase to bind with the promoter gene. Then transcription starts. Regulation of lac operon by repressor is called negative regulation, because here this repressor is negatively regulating, because it is responsible for the switching off the operator. Okay, and that's why this regulation of lac operon by repressor is called negative regulation. Now based on today's topics, your homework is NCERT question number 10. Now let's discuss homework solution of previous lecture. I gave question number 14 of NCERT, A and C part as homework. In A part, there is describe transcription. So I have already explained the transcription 2 times. So let's discuss it again rapidly. Okay. So you can say transcription is the process of synthesis of RNA from DNA template. Here a strand of RNA is formed from DNA template. By the template strand of DNA, you can say a segment of DNA gets copied into mRNA during this process. The process of transcription starts at the promoter region and promoter region of the template DNA strand and terminates at the terminator region. The segment of DNA between these two regions is known as transcription unit. So this complete system having the promoter, terminator and structural genes will be called transcription unit. Now after this you will tell that transcription requires RNA polymerase enzyme, a DNA template and 4 types of ribonucleotides. You know about these ribonucleotides? Okay. These are GTP, ATP, UTP and CTP. Okay. These are required, and certain cofactors also such as magnesium ions. So these magnesium ions are also required for the transcription process. After this you will tell about the 3 main events of the transcription: initiation, elongation and termination. So I hope you can describe all these steps. So if general transcription is asked, then you describe the transcription in prokaryotes with these steps. Make the diagrams properly and describe these 3 steps. So let's do the next part. C part of question number 14, that is translation. So translation is the process of polymerizing amino acid to form a polypeptide chain. Okay, and how this polypeptide chain will be formed? By reading the codons present on the mRNA. So you can say the triplet sequence of base pairs, because codons are present in the form of triplet sequence. So triplet sequence of base pair in mRNA defines the order and sequence of amino acid in a polypeptide chain. After telling this general thing, you will again explain the 4 steps of the translation. Those are amino acylation of tRNA, you can say charging of tRNA, then initiation, then elongation and termination. I hope you can describe these 4 steps with the proper diagrams. If you have any doubts, then you can ask me. Thank you.